Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be working on this Gila piston. So before we get on and moving on to the top end of the build, we're going to go ahead and modify this piston to fit a Z850. If you can tell, I've already scribed a line on how much I'm going to remove. I'm going to be removing about 2.5 mil on this side, which is the exhaust side of the skirt, and about 0.5 on this one, so not too much. And I'm going to be opening up these ports with the Dremel. So we're also going to be setting the ring gap, and I'll show you guys how to do that and how to calculate that for your bore size. So here we go. First, I'm just going to go ahead and give myself another visual there, just so I don't go past it. Alright, we got a Dremel ready, and this is the bit I'm going to be using. I'm going to be going pretty slow, so you make a mistake here, you're going to have to get another piston, so go really slow and be careful. And of course, wear eye protection. Not too bad for my first time. It came out pretty good. I put a file, sanded it down a little bit, but we're also going to be removing this little piece of the skirt just to prevent it from hitting. Okay, and for this operation, I think I'm going to use this bit right here, see how it works out. Alright, and then we'll just repeat the same thing to the other side. So, and then we'll move on to these ports. Alright, now I'm going to open up these ports. And all I'm really going to do is just make these into rectangles. So, I added some marks on here. I'm not sure you can see them, so these will be my hard stops. A line there, and just barely there. Then I'm just gonna bring this down. This is my first time doing this, guys. So wish me luck, and hopefully this thing turns out great. If not, I'm gonna be buying a new piston. Alright, I think this bit's a little bit too aggressive and too round, so I'm going to switch back over to the smaller carbide bit. Okay, I think with a little bit more caution, the next one's going to come out way better, but for my first time, that doesn't look that bad. I think, honestly, the second one looks way better. So, this is my first time doing this, guys, so don't be afraid to open up this ports on your Gila piston and file these skirts down for putting this into a Gila kit for a Z850. I know it's a bit intimidating, but honestly, it wasn't that hard. Just go slow and keep a good grasp on that Dremel. Be a Dremel warrior. Let's go. So there's no sharp edges. I'm gonna clean this piston up with some brake cleaner. Make sure there's no metal shards anywhere that are gonna destroy our kit, and hit everything with 1000 grit sandpaper. And once I do that, we're gonna move on to gapping those rings. So on to the next part. We're gonna figure out our ring gap. So this bore is a 47mm bore. So in order to figure out the ring gap, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and type in 47 times 0.004, which gives us 0.188. So pretty much 0.19. So we'll go ahead and install our ring. Use our piston to push it through a little bit. Grab our feeler gauge, and right now I have it in the 0.18 setting, and I just want to see if this ring is tight or not. So actually 0.18 slides in there pretty easily. So let me go ahead and put some feeler gauges together, and we'll make a 0.19. Okay guys, so with 0.19 it is a little tight, So I'm going to show you guys how to open this up a little bit. Alright, so the way I like to do it, I like to get a file and like some 400 grit or 1000 grit sandpaper, depending on how much you need. I don't need that much. And with the file being my straight edge, I just go ahead and go really slow, take a little bit at a time. Same thing with the other side, take a little bit off at a time, and then we'll double check it again until we get our desired gap. Okay, so now let's reinstall this bad boy. Get our piston, get our doubled up feeler gauge, and let's see what we got. 0.18, 0.19 actually. And a little bit of drag, but 0.19 fits in there nicely. So this ring is properly gapped, and that's how you gap your piston rings. Alright guys, so our rings are now gapped, our piston is prepped, and we're ready to move on to the assembly process and finally put in this awesome ZA Gila kit on the bike. So we're another step closer, but I hope you guys learned something. Don't be afraid to modify your pistons, and we'll move on to the next part of the show. If you like this content, like and subscribe.